Life, my dear friends, often presents us with a paradox. We seek happiness, peace, and contentment, yet sometimes in our very pursuit, we inadvertently create the opposite. It's like trying to grasp water. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. This phenomenon, often subtle and unnoticed, lies at the heart of many of our modern anxieties and stresses. We live in a world that constantly encourages us to acquire, to achieve, to possess, whether it's material wealth, social status, or even certain emotional states. We're told that if we just get this or become that, then all will be well. But what if the very act of holding on, of clinging to these desires, is what keeps us from the peace we crave? Imagine a small bird caught in a snare. It struggles and flails, desperate to be free. The more it fights against the trap, the tighter the snare becomes, digging deeper into its delicate leg. If only it could relax, if only it could cease its frantic struggle, perhaps an opening, a moment of respite, might appear. Our minds, too, can become ensnared by our attachments. We cling to outcomes, to expectations, to past hurts, and to future desires. And just like the bird, the more we struggle against the perceived imperfections of our present reality, the more we amplify our suffering. This isn't about giving up on aspirations or denying ourselves joy. Far from it. It's about understanding the nature of our relationship with things, people, and even ideas. It's about recognizing that true freedom doesn't come from acquiring more, but from needing less. It's about shifting our perspective from a constant state of wanting to a profound appreciation of what is. This ancient wisdom, echoed across countless spiritual traditions, offers a profound pathway to inner peace in a chaotic world. It whispers to us that the true cost of ignoring our attachments is far greater than we can imagine. It's the cost of our peace, our serenity, and our very freedom. Think of a clear, still lake. When the surface is undisturbed, you can see deep into its depths, observe the pebbles on the bottom, and even the fish swimming by. This calm surface is like a mind free from the ripples of attachment. Now imagine throwing a stone into that lake. The ripples spread, distorting the reflection, making it impossible to see clearly what lies beneath. Each ripple is a desire, an expectation, a fear, something we are clinging to, consciously or unconsciously. The more stones we throw, the more turbulent the surface becomes, and the less clarity we have about our own inner landscape. One timeless story from the Buddhist tradition beautifully illustrates this. There was once a young monk, very diligent in his practice, who was deeply attached to his beautiful begging bowl. It was intricately carved and polished to a gleam, a true work of art. He took immense pride in it, often admiring its craftsmanship. One day, while traveling through a crowded marketplace, he stumbled, and the bowl slipped from his hands, shattering into 100 pieces on the cobblestones. A profound sorrow washed over him. He felt a deep sense of loss, as if a part of himself had been broken. His fellow monks, observing his distress, gently reminded him of the impermanence of all things. This isn't to say that we shouldn't appreciate beauty or possess things. The teaching lies in our relationship to them. The monk's suffering wasn't caused by the broken bowl itself, but by his attachment to it. His identity, his sense of value, had become intertwined with this external object. When it was gone, a void was created, not because the bowl was inherently vital, but because his mind had made it so. This story, though simple, holds a powerful mirror to our own lives. How many of us experience similar distress when our carefully constructed plans fall apart, when a relationship ends, or when a possession is lost? It's not the external event that causes the enduring pain, but our internal resistance to change, our clinging to how we believe things should be. This concept of attachment and its hidden cost isn't unique to ancient Eastern philosophies. It echoes through countless wisdom traditions. Consider the well-known proverb, "You can't have your cake and eat it too." While seemingly simple, it speaks to the inherent tension in wanting to hold on to something while also desiring a different experience from it. We often want the comfort of the familiar, yet yearn for the excitement of the new. We want security, but also freedom. This internal tug-of-war, born from our attachments to conflicting desires, is a significant source of mental stress. Think about the modern-day struggle with social media. We are constantly exposed to curated images of perfect lives, successful careers, and effortless happiness. Our minds, easily influenced, begin to attach to the idea that our lives should somehow mirror these idealized representations. We become attached to the idea of being constantly on, constantly productive, constantly happy. When our reality inevitably falls short of these impossible standards, we experience a sense of inadequacy, anxiety, and even despair. The hidden cost here is our authentic self-acceptance, our peace of mind, and our ability to truly connect with the messy, beautiful reality of our own lives. We are so busy chasing an illusion that we miss the tangible blessings right in front of us. Another example can be found in our relationships. We often enter relationships with a preconceived notion of how they should be, how the other person should behave, and what role they should play in our lives. We attach to these expectations, creating a rigid framework. When the other person, being a unique and evolving individual, inevitably deviates from this framework, we experience disappointment, frustration, and even resentment. The attachment to our expectations prevents us from truly seeing and accepting the other person for who they are, hindering genuine connection and fostering conflict. True love in its purest form involves a profound letting go of control and an embrace of the other's true nature, free from the heavy chains of our own desires. So how do we begin to loosen the grip of these attachments, to untangle ourselves from the snares we unknowingly set? It begins with awareness. Just like a gardener who must first identify the weeds before pulling them, we must first become aware of what we are clinging to. This is where the practices of mindfulness and self-reflection become invaluable. Take a moment each day, perhaps in quiet contemplation, to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Notice when you feel agitation, frustration, or sadness. Then gently inquire, what am I attached to in this moment? What expectation, outcome, or idea am I clinging to that is causing this discomfort? It's not about forcing yourself to let go immediately, which can feel impossible, but about simply acknowledging the attachment. For example, if you're stuck in traffic and feeling enraged, you might notice your attachment to the idea of being somewhere on time, or to the expectation that traffic should flow smoothly. By simply observing this, you create a tiny space between your reaction and the attachment itself. This space is where freedom begins to blossom. Another powerful tool is to cultivate an attitude of gratitude. When we focus on what we have rather than what we lack or what we want, our minds naturally shift away from attachment. It's like turning down the volume on the constant hum of desire and turning up the music of contentment. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges or striving for improvement. It simply means recognizing and appreciating the present moment as it is, with all its imperfections and blessings. Every breath, every sunrise, every kind word, these are gifts, not entitlements. When we truly embody this perspective, the grip of attachment loosens, and a profound sense of peace begins to settle in. It's a journey, not a destination, but each step taken in awareness and gratitude brings us closer to a life of genuine freedom and inner tranquility. As we gently bring our reflections to a close, remember that the path to peace is not about eliminating desires entirely, for desire is a natural part of the human experience. It's about transforming our relationship with them. It's about understanding that true contentment doesn't come from possessing more, but from desiring less, from a profound acceptance of what is. The wisdom of the ages, from ancient parables to modern psychology, consistently points to this truth. The less we cling, the lighter we become. Think of a river flowing freely. It doesn't hold onto the banks, nor does it resist the rocks in its path. It simply flows, adapting and finding its way. This adaptability, this non-resistance, is a powerful metaphor for how we can navigate the currents of life. When we release the need for things to be a certain way, when we embrace the impermanence of all phenomena, we unlock an incredible source of inner strength and resilience. The hidden cost of ignoring attachment is a life lived in constant tension, a mind clouded by worries and desires. But the profound reward of understanding and gently releasing these attachments is a life of serene clarity, profound joy, and an unshakable inner peace, regardless of the external circumstances. May your journey be one of gentle awakening and abundant peace.